Welcome back to Judo class, and now we're looking at this question. So here say that the graph below shows the amount of blood transported to the muscle and small intestine. Okay, and the heart rate of a person during resting and exercise. So as you can see, the blood supply when it's resting to the muscle is a bit more compared to small intestine. But it's during exercise, most of the blood supplies will go to muscle instead of small intestine. Of course, small intestine still have blood, but it will be more on muscle. And if I were to ask you why, I think it's kind of easy to understand why. Because exercise, it requires more energy from the muscle, right? That's why the blood flow will be going to muscles more compared to small intestine. And as you can see, the heartbeats it will be more during exercise. More during exercise. Now, question A asks, based on the graph, explain how the changes, let me just highlight the word, explain changes in the heart rate during exercise affects the amount of blood transported to the muscle. And I think this question shouldn't be a hard question to you because this is what we have discussed in our notes. Go back to page number 3. Let me just quickly bring you back to page number 3. And again, this is basically what we have discussed, things to note, this part. So you can just write the same thing here in that part, okay? So let me just write here. When we exercise, then what happened? Okay? You can just write this down also. When we exercise, let me just make it a bit smaller. When we exercise, our bodies need more energy. Okay? This causes our I use the word heart to beat faster in the notes, but in this case, since you are using heart rate, I'll just use the word heart rate also. Or heartbeat. I mean that's fine, okay? Heart rate to increase. So that it can pump I shouldn't say more blood. I should say blood. Uh, because you shouldn't say more blood because yeah, it's the same, but it's just a bit faster on it. Okay, it can pump blood containing digested food and oxygen to our muscle faster. Then this helps our muscle produce more energy. I will just stop here. I think it's good enough, okay? So 2 points, then you explain it well. When we exercise, our bodies need more energy. This causes our heart rate to increase so that it can pump blood containing digested food and oxygen to our muscle faster. Okay? And this helps our muscle produce more energy. Okay, let's move on to the next part of the question. The diagram below shows a conversation between two students. Now, Felice says that exercise immediately after meals allow the small intestine to be more active and to digest food more quickly. And Jerry, on the other hand, says that we should not exercise immediately after a meal and it slows down digested food in the small intestine. So basically, one says that after food, we must exercise immediately because you can digest the food more quickly. On the other hand, says that we should not exercise immediately because it will slow down the food digestion. So which one is correct? And we should explain why. Now, this you must draw back your reading of the information above here. We have tips here already actually. Can you see? When we digest food, we must have small intestine, right? And small intestine will absorb the what? The nutrients, the digested food into the bloodstream. And you see, when we exercise, let me just use the green color here. When we exercise, do we have more blood flow? Do we have more blood flow to the small intestine? Now you see, exercise, blood flow to small intestine is actually what? So much lower, okay? Because all the blood goes to muscle. So does that helps in our digestion better? No. Why? Because we need blood flow. Because small intestine will absorb the nutrients of digest food into the blood. And when we have less blood, that again the process will be slower. So of course, from this we understand that who is correct? Javier is correct. Okay, it slows down the process. Why? Because there is lesser blood supply to the small intestine during exercise. That's all. Again, you shouldn't say Javier because it slows down the digestion because already mentioned here, right? So you don't need to repeat this. You must explain why it slowed down because there's less blood supply. Okay, because all the blood have gone to the muscle. And that's all for this question. I think it's simple and clear. So I hope you learned something today. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.